Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and relax and enjoy while the podcast is recording. And today's guest, I have no other than right here, Lauren Synger, and we hope you enjoy. Well, hello, Lauren.
Well, hello, Jaden. How are you?
Very nice. I'm doing very nice today.
Good. You are calling me from the future, which I have to say is pretty
Yes,
cool.
the future.
The future.
Yep, pretty much the future.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, once again, thank you for being able to take time out of your day to do this with me.
Oh, of course. It's my pleasure. I'm glad it worked out. I've been really busy. I've had a lot going on, but I really wanted to do this. And especially, as I told you, I have a soft spot for Kiwis because I spent my honeymoon in New Zealand.
Yes,
and I
correct.
Absolutely loved it. Like, I mean, to the point that I want to live in Wellington. Like, that has been discussed. When I retire, I don't know if I'll ever retire. If I retire, maybe I'll go work with Weta. That'll be my retirement.
I mean, hey, if you do,
Andy Serkis, are you listening? Andy Serkis, do you hear me? I want to come work with Weta and with you, and that'll be my retirement. Yay me!
I mean, hey, if you end up doing that, I'll be happy to visit.
Fantastic! It's a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful place.
I am so in love with New Zealand. You have no idea. I wish we had gone to 90 Mile Beach. That was my only regret.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go, but we decided to spend a little more time in the South Island. And I don't regret it. I just am very sad I did not go to 90 Mile Beach. I'm very sad.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's get into the questions.
Let's do it.
I've done these into categories, as you know.
Yes, and you did a great job with it. So thank you you really put a lot of thought and time into your questions. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm excited about this interview. I'm looking forward.
Me too. I've been anxious, excited. I've been all over the place with it.
You have nothing to be nervous about. We're going to have fun.
Yep. I hope so too.
So
here's our first question in what I like to call the important questions.
Oh, the important questions. Okay. Shoot.
Who were people that inspired you to be a voice actress, and why did you want to become one?
Wow. Okay. So the very first person, and probably the most important person in the journey of my voiceover career, is Frank Welker.
That does not surprise me. Frank.
I adore Frank Welker. I was a child of the 80s. I grew up watching Saturday morning cartoons, and he did pretty much all the voices on everything I watched. Multiple voices.
He's been Fred on Scooby-Doo since the show started in '69, and he's still doing it.
And then he took over for Don Messick as Scooby-Doo.
Yep, that's right.
So, which is so cool. I mean, what a torch to be passed down. But, my favorite shows, like Scooby-Doo was one of my favorites growing up. And yeah, he was Freddy.
I mean, who hasn't had Scooby-Doo in their life? I mean, come on.
Everyone should have Scooby-Doo in their life. Everyone. It's such a great show. It's so fun and so different. But no, he inspired me for sure. So Frank Welker, when I was watching Dungeons and Dragons, and The Real Ghostbusters, those were my favorites. I mean, I loved G.I. Joe. I loved Transformers. I was a tomboy. I grew up like I was an only child, but I definitely got along much better with the boys than the girls because they did more of the things that I was into. They liked more of the things that I was into.
Yeah.
I for sure it's Frank Welker, but also, I mean, Katie Lee is a huge inspiration for me as well. And I actually got to work with her. I got to work with her on an e-learning. She played my daughter.
Oh, wow.
She played my daughter in an e-learning project, and I was freaking out because I love her. And again, I grew up with her. And, Baby Rolf on the Muppets. Baby Rolf was one of my favorites. And Sheila, she was Sheila in Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, she's done so many things. I adore her.
Yeah, I mean, they've
You know,
done.
these people are the voice of my childhood. You know,
I mean,
and
that's
to get
pretty.
to
He's
meet
pretty
her,
much. They're pretty much everyone's childhood, to be fair.
absolutely, absolutely. And you know, the thing
Because
is, like, I got to actually talk to
the
her
one
and meet her.
thing that comes to mind when that the earliest memory of me hearing Frank Welker would have to be when he did Oswald the Lucky Rabbit for the Epic Mickey games.
Oh yes, okay, that was the okay. Yes, he did absolutely.
Yep.
Well, and he also did, like, if you've ever watched The Simpsons,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
all the animals on The Simpsons. Like, anytime there's an animal, he's
who
doing the
hasn't
voice of
watched
the
The
animal.
Simpsons?
I mean, he's, and it's not just The Simpsons. He does that for movies, TV shows.
Yeah,
like,
he's everything. He's all over the
animal
place.
animal noises, animal sounds are absolutely, like, one of the things he's very well known for.
Yeah.
And he's very good at it. He's very good at it.
I mean, you wouldn't really think that that's a human making those noises.
I know. Well, there's a video out there. I don't remember. I was on YouTube of him going around a zoo, talking to the different animals and imitating the different animals. And like,
yeah, I think I know what you're
it was
talking
really
about.
cool. It was so fun. So yes, Frank Welker is absolutely. But you know, again, it was so cool working with Katie Lee because we didn't actually record together.
Yeah.
We recorded separately. But after we were done, I asked the director. I said, by any chance, do you think it would be okay if I reached out to Katie Lee, because she has been such a huge inspiration to me and I adore her? And he said, absolutely. She's a sweetheart. Here's her number. Call her and, you know, say hi. So we talked for hours. She was making dinner for her family and we were chatting, and she was so delightful. So delightful.
Yeah, that's the thing about voice actors. They're very kind people.
There are a number that are just so sweet. Absolutely. They're just, I mean, you know, we're at the end of the day, we're all people.
Yeah.
And you know, some of the voice actors are just some of the nicest people you'll ever talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that question done. The next question is what was your first voice role? If you can remember.
Of course, I remember it very well. The very first voice role, I would say, like, prominent voice role that I ever had, was Princess Cimmerine in the Enchanted Forest Chronicles. It's a book series.
All right.
And she is basically me as a princess.
Oh, okay.
My boyfriend at the time, I was in college, actually, and my boyfriend at the time said, you have to audition for this. Like, you will love... Here, he gave me the books because he had them. He's like, you have to read them, and you have to audition for Cimmerine. So I did. And I read the books. I loved this character. I was just like, she is me as a princess. She's so cool. I love her. And I want to play her. I want to play her. So I auditioned with 75 or 80 other girls that auditioned for the role. And they were down between me and one other girl. And they liked my acting, but they thought her voice was better for the character. And this was through Random House. And I called Bruce Coville, who's an author. He's a famous author. It was his production house, oddly enough. Oh. And he said, I called him and said, listen, I love Princess Cimmerine, and I would love to play this character. And I don't know what happened to me that day, Jaden. I just got so brazen. And I said, what do I have to do to get this role? And I clapped my hand over my mouth the second I said it. I was like, oh, I can't believe I just said that. And he started laughing.
Oh,
and he said, well, can you come to the studio today? Let's record you. And if Random House approves you, you got the role. Oh, and I got the role. I voiced her in all the Chronicles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a simple random thing that came out of your mouth made it happen.
This is why I tell people, and you probably see me saying it all the time in the fandom, is have courage, be kind. You know, be a good person, be the kind of person people want to work with. But also have courage, because you never know what's going to happen. You know, I find a lot of times when artists share, especially like first-time artists that come to the bendy fandom, for instance, share their artwork, they're always surprised when I like their comments and repost their artwork and comment on it. Like, they're usually shocked. And it's
yeah,
like, look,
there's a lot of good art
out there. So, and there's so much great artwork. So it's always an honor for me to see it. But that's why I always tell people, have courage, be kind. You might surprise yourself like I did. I absolutely surprised myself.
I mean, look at me. I've had courage, and I've done. You're the third person I've interviewed, and so I've had courage for a good while.
See, there you go. The point taken. See?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Next question.
Yes. Next question.
We all know your job as a voice actress, but is there any other job you do that we might not know about?
Oh, I've had a number of jobs over the years, but in terms of in the entertainment world, we'll focus there. Yes. So because of the work that I did in Bendy and the Ink Machine, I did casting, I did writing, I did directing. I would do all these different things because the Meatly needed me to do it. So I was his right hand, and I did whatever he needed me to do, because the company was so small, especially starting out. It was just the Meatly and Mike Mood. And so I just jumped in with whatever they needed help with. And because of my experiences, I ended up directing what was originally Boris and the Dark Survival.
Yeah.
Which then became Bendy Lone Wolf, which released.
Which I've been playing quite a bit of it, and I'm loving it.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, it's a fun game.
And the occasional rage quit when I die.
That is fair. Yeah. I ended up directing Boris and the Dark Survival, which then again became Bendy Lone Wolf, which just released, and also Bendy and the Dark Revival. I directed Bendy and the Dark Revival.
That's right.
Yeah. And because of these experiences, I started my own audio production house called The Voice Sphere. And The Voice Sphere helps indie creatives, especially. I mean, I'll work with anybody. I love being creative and the collaborative process involved in being creative. It actually comes from my music roots, which I'll get to in a minute. Yeah. But that's where it all started, is in the collaborative process. And it's me and a wonderful talent pool of my found family, my friends in the voiceover industry. And we collaborate together on all kinds of projects. So, that's my company. I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of the work that we do. I'm proud of the projects we get to work on. I mean, it's an honor. It's a joy. And I just feel so lucky that this is my life and this is what I get to do. Beyond that, I also write music. I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I actually went to college. Yeah. I went to Ithaca College. My major was in voice, and my outside field was in modern languages. And so I wanted to do something with what I went to school for. But I was having such a hard time finding musicians that were as dedicated and driven and reliable enough as I was. And, it's like female singers get a bad rep, but no. It's not fair. It's not warranted. So I wanted to do something that I didn't have to rely on anyone else for when I first got out of college, and that became voiceover. But I've always had a love for music. And so I had all these songs that I had written. I actually worked together with this guitarist back in 2010, if you can believe that. Oh, it makes me feel so old. It feels so old. But back in 2010, I collaborated with this guitarist, and we wrote, I think, 14 songs in 4 months. It was crazy. We worked really well together. And unfortunately, it did not work out. But I still have, it's heartbreaking, because it's like, these are like your babies. Like, you work on this music and then you can't do anything with it. It's heartbreaking. But we signed a universal agreement. Yeah. And that allows him to take the music and do what he wants to do with it. And it allows me to take the music and do what I want with it. So I am now about to start production on some of these songs. I'm going to rearrange them. I'm going to make them more mine as opposed to ours. And it's going to be, I am so excited about this collaboration, Jaden. I can't even tell you. So that is coming. Thank you. Yes, I that's coming. More on that soon. And then, of course, as you know.
And as for the voice thing, that'll be in the link in the description.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I can give you the websites and all the information so that way you'll have it. But yeah, it's the voice sphere. And you'll notice it. You can't miss it. It's got a microphone with like a flame around it. Ooh. And everything is like fire. It's a passionate, fiery type of website with examples of our work and just more information about us, which is just fun. But as you know, I also did, Lonely Angel, which is Alice Angel's theme from Bendy and the Ink Machine. And then Come What May, yes, which is Allison's theme.
My playlist.
Oh, yay! That makes me so happy.
I like listening to your songs. You're great at it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That means a lot to me, Jaden. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, then Come What May is Allison's song that was featured in Bendy and the Dark Revival.
I cried listening to that one.
You did?
Yes, it was just so sweet.
Oh, that's going to make me cry. Don't say that. You're going to make me cry. And then all of this makeup situation, because I wanted to make myself look nice for your interview. This is just all going to be a mess. So don't make me cry.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. That's so sweet. Thank you. It really means a lot to me that the music means that much to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. All right. Next question. What's the greatest advice you could give for inspiring voice actors?
The best advice I can give is do not give up. If this is a passion, if this is something, I'm going to talk right to you. If this is a passion, if this is something that you want, you go for it. You don't let anything stop you. There might be times where you get kicked down a little bit. And I have had more of those than I can count. But what matters is that you take the time you need to catch your breath and you get back up and you keep going. Just don't ever stop. Keep climbing that mountain. You will find that opportunity that's going to change your life. Mine was Bendy. Mine was absolutely Bendy. I was ready to throw in the towel. A lot of people know this story, so I'll give you the abbreviated version.
But I might not know about it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll give you the version then. Right. So I went to right before I went to visit my family. Oh no, it was right after. I'm sorry. I went to go visit my family, and my nephew Liam, who I adore, he was 9 years old at the time. We're very close. And I'm a voice actress, and he just thinks that is the coolest thing in the world. But it comes with tremendous pressure because I am expected to know every video game and everything about video games that could possibly exist. And I didn't want to disappoint him. So he loves to share everything he's into. So he was sharing Will D.A. Games Ryan's Build Up Our Machine, and which I love. I love that song. And Liam introduced me to this song, and I was like looking at the visuals. I'm listening to the music. I was like, "This is really cool. This is really cool, Lily. Like, what is this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's DA Games." And I was like, "Very cool." He's like, "Yeah, it's for the game." I'm like, thinking to myself, like, I can tell he wants me to know what the game is that he's talking about, and I didn't want to let him down, but I had to. So I was just like, "What's the game?" And he's like, "Oh, Bendy." And he rolls his little 9-year-old eyes and says Bendy in this voice that made me feel terrible. Oh. He made me feel so bad. But he showed me what the game was. He actually played the first chapter and the second chapter. And I saw the poster of Alice Angel on the wall, and I was just like, who is this little angel devil girl? Her. I want to be her. I want to be her. So I started looking up information about it, and I asked Liam, who is that? He's like, well, none of us know. I mean, her name is Alice Angel, but we don't know anything about her. And I'm just like, I need to find out about this and see if maybe I can audition for this character. So I ran back home, and not ran, I drove because it's far, but you get the idea. I went back home, and I found the website for the Meatly Games at the time. Yep. And I was just like looking for contact information. I'm like, the Meatly? Is that who I'm supposed to talk to? The Meatly? Okay. Hello, Mr. The Meatly. It was pretty funny when I reached out. And I just said that, this is something that I absolutely love the aesthetic of what you're creating. Animation has always been a passion of mine. It's what made me get into the voiceover industry to begin with. And anything my nephew loves enough to introduce me to is something I want to be a part of. And here's my demo. I'd love to talk to you. And I had spent several days like fine tuning and editing. I'm a perfectionist sometimes to a fault when it comes to this kind of thing, like my communication. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure it was tight and on point, and I was happy with it. And while that happened, one of the games that I worked on for years went union. And it was one of the first, this was a heartbreak for me because this was a very special character and a very special game. I voiced her for 4.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And the game went union and I lost the role. And there is nothing worse than having something that you've earned taken from you and given to someone else. Yeah. When you audition, you expect, you're not going to land every role. That's just part of the business.
Well, that's true.
But when you have something that's yours, that you've created, that is out there in the world and people really like, and then it's taken from you and given to someone else because of politics, the game went union. At the time, I was not union. And even if I was union, they only wanted to work with people in California, and I was in New York. So I lost the whole thing, and I was devastated. And I almost rage quit the industry. You're talking about rage quitting. I almost rage quit the industry because of this. No. Because this is not the first time something like this has happened, but it hit the hardest. And I had that email ready to go for the Meetly. I had my husband proofread it for me. And I said, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even sending it. I'm not even going to send it. And he's like, well, why not? I said, because it doesn't matter. He's not going to care. He's not even going to see it. He has probably hundreds of thousands of people reaching out to him. And what's the point? And he said, you're not being fair. He's like, you've never talked to him and you're not giving him the benefit of the doubt. You don't know what's going to happen when you send that email. He's like, you already have the email. All you have to do is hit send. And I thought about it. And he's like, just what's the worst that can happen? You don't hear anything. But this could be the opportunity that changes your life. Don't you hate it when people are right?
Yeah.
He was right. It was so aggravating. It was, But you know what? I'm not mad that it happened. 2 weeks later, I finally hit send. It was one of the hardest things I ever did. The whole email was written. The demo was attached. All I had to do was hit send. I couldn't bring myself to do it, but I finally hit send. And 2 weeks later, I heard from the Meetly. We set up a time to talk. That was in May of 2017. We had a 3-hour conversation in which we bounced around ideas. We talked about Alice Angel. I didn't know at the time who I was auditioning for. Yeah. And then he said, we have a character in mind for you. We'd love to, talk about her. And it was Alice. And I was so excited. And we started bouncing around ideas. And I said, as you're talking, I'm getting so inspired. Like we rode very similar creative waves together. Yeah. And I said, can I share some of my ideas with you? He's like, please, I'd love that. And I said, well, she's an angel devil. I hear her having 2 voices. And so what we talked about initially was that the angel voice, we're both big Batman, the animated series fans.
Fair enough.
I love Harley Quinn. Yeah. Who isn't, right? Who isn't?
Yeah.
And I love Harley Quinn and Ivy. And there's an episode where the two of them talk to each other.
Yeah. So
Alice kind of started with Harley Quinn. That's why she has that kind of voice. Like Harley talks up here. She's like this. Yeah. But what we did, because she is a vaudeville character and she's an angel, I wanted her to have an angel sigh type of voice. And then I thought Marilyn Monroe. We bring Harley Quinn and Marilyn Monroe and combine them together. And that gives you the angel voice. It's right here. It's Harley Quinn and Marilyn Monroe. So that's kind of where it started. And maybe with a dash of Ellen Green from Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah. a little, you see more.
A lot of mix mashing.
See more. Oh yeah, it's a whole mash of inspirations for this voice. And then for Ivy, for the devil voice.
Yeah.
It kind of started in the Ivy range, where it was just kind of here. Ivy talks like this.
Yeah.
And then we added the gravel. And there you have Alice Angel. So that's how the two voices came to be.
All right.
And that is why I'm telling you, people, you never know where the next opportunity is going to take you. So just don't give up. That's my because Jaden hadn't heard the story. I wanted to give you the whole story, and people who are listening to this might not know the whole story. So now you have the whole story, and now you understand why you just never give up.
What a great story.
Thank you.
That kind of, when you went into, that kind of answered a few of the bendy questions at the same time, too.
Yeah, it tends to do that.
So I'll skip the first bendy question because that was sort of answered. When you originally did Alice, did you ever think bendy would be popular as it is today?
Not in a million years. Not in a million years. I was terrified. I knew the Meatly had something very special with bendy. There was something very special about bendy. Did I think it'd become the global phenomenon that it is today? Absolutely not. But I remember when I was recording, I recorded the entire script in both voices so he could mix them together.
Yeah.
I lost my voice for 3 days after that. Oh, no. Especially screaming in the angel voice was the hardest thing I had to do. Not so much the Alice Angel voice. It was the high pitch of the, because screaming in that voice is painful, I'll have to tell you. But when I was recording, I was by myself. The Meatly did not, I was self-directing. The Meatly did not direct me. Oh, okay. And I remember sitting in my studio in front of my microphone, and I had never been more nervous in my life. It's like what I'm creating right now behind this microphone could be this could be the big thing for me, and not only in my career. This could be a huge project and story and IP out there in the world. We don't know what this is going to be. This is uncharted territory. And so at the time, so I recorded all of my lines. The day that and this is a little sad, but the day that Alice Angel's chapter, the third one, Rise and Fall, released was on September 28th. And that was the last we had a dog that she had cancer, and we actually used alternative treatments to keep her alive. She had quality of life, no surgeries, and she had liver cancer, and we kept her alive for almost 3 years after she was diagnosed, after they wanted to put her to rest. That was the last day she was alive, was the day that chapter 3 released. And that following day was the day we put her to rest. And so I didn't even get it. I was so depressed. And not just that, but we had other losses. Life was really hard around that time. I didn't really get to enjoy what was going on until months later. Now, the Meatly did reach out to me. He was very kind. And he reached out to me and he said, I just want you to know that I could not be more happy with the reactions of people out there about Alice Angel. They love her. They hate her. They love to hate her. I mean, he was so kind about it to let me know what was going on out there in the world, because I wasn't part of it. I couldn't be part of it. I was just dealing with too much depression over all the things that were going on in my life. And when I finally came around to social media, which is, I am not, just for the record, people, I am not a social media kind of gal. I do it for you guys. I do it for you. And I have learned joys in social media interaction. The Meatly, I asked him point blank, because we're both introverts. And I asked him point blank, I said...
Me too, to an extent.
Yeah, see, and it's very common. It's very common. You'll find a lot of voice actors are introverts. And I just said, okay, how is it? What is it like on social media? And he's talked about this before, where he's like, well, every day I get a lot of marriage proposals and death threats. And I was like, oh dear. Okay. I don't know if this is for me, to be honest. And he's like, well, you do what you want. I'm not going to push you. Like, if you want to go on social media, great. If not, no problem. I totally understand. If I didn't have to be on there, I wouldn't be on there. So I just decided, you know what? I'll bite the bullet. I'll do it. I set up my Twitter was where I started. I set up my Twitter page, and I got hi. I was like one little groundhog popped up out of the ground, or prairie dog. Hi. Yeah. And then 2 more. Hi. And then it was like, hi, hundreds of people. And I'm just like, deer in headlights, like, oh, what do I say? Like, these people are waiting for me to say my first words on social media, and I don't want to say something dumb like hi and thank you. Like, I want to really think about something I can say that's very special, that's going to really just be like the best thing someone ever said on social media. And I just ended up saying hi and thank you. Yeah. And they were just so delighted to interact. And as you, I don't know how long you've been following me on social media, but I've been interacting since early 2018. And people who've been following me since the beginning will tell you, I emulated what the Meatly did in terms of sharing artwork. I loved seeing the artwork from Bendy out there in the world. Yeah. And I would, comment, and he would just repost it. I wanted to be a little more personable about it. So I wanted to comment on it and, not just share it, but really make these people who put themselves out there creatively like that. It takes a lot of guts. And I wanted to celebrate that. So that's why you'll see me, and I still do it. I post, I post comments. I really want the fans to be seen and appreciated for their love of something that is so special to us.
Fair enough.
So.
And speaking of Bendy, you might not notice I'm wearing my Bendy hoodie today.
Ah! You are. I'm actually wearing my cool. I have a skeleton snake shirt that I got. Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's cool. Very cool. I like that.
Thank you. I got it around the time that I released my song Snake. I don't know if you've heard it, but
I have. It's great.
Thank you. I have the best team. Just the best team of musicians. I'm very lucky. I'm going to turn the camera away because I'm going to take a sip and I don't want to advertise. So just give me 1 sec.
No, all good. All good.
Pepsi. I'm kidding. Pepsi. I'm sorry. No, don't. Okay, I'm not going to look at you. I'm just going to, let me know when you're done.
Yeah, me good old Mickey Mouse bottle I got for Christmas.
I love
a few
that,
years ago.
and I know Mickey Mouse is so special for you. I love that you have that.
Yes, I've got a lot of stuff around and a lot of Mickeys around here.
Well, I love that you're wearing your Bendy shirt. We'll have to get you. You get an Alice one though. I don't know if do they have a lot of Bendy merch in New Zealand?
No, unfortunately. The only things I've got is this.
What?
I've got this down here, which was a birthday gift from last year.
Oh, nice. The handbook, yeah.
Yeah, and a couple, when they still sold them, a couple of Funko Pops.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Bendy.
Nobody saw that. You didn't see it. You didn't see what I was drinking.
I didn't even see it either.
I wish it was L&P. I miss L&P. I can't get it in the States. It's not.
I found that out, and I'm like, that sucks.
It's my favorite. I love L&P.
Yeah. Yeah, the Funko Pops are Bendy, Boris. I got the Bendy with a wrench and a searcher, and those were the only ones I were able to find when my store still sold them, but now they don't.
Nah, that's not cool.
Yeah, I wanted to get them all, but oh well.
No. Well, someday you will. You'll have them all.
Yeah, I am.
So then you can just talk to us. I know. We're not Funko Pops, but we like to think we're pretty cool. Just saying.
Well, you all are.
We try.
Yeah. Yeah, I am a massive Funko Pop collector.
They're good. They're fun.
Yeah. All right, here's the next question.
Yes.
You sort of answered this, but I'll say it anyway. Was there any cartoons that you grew up watching that were the inspiration for Cartoon Alice's voice?
So, and yes, I did. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun, and I was telling my story.
That's all good.
It was Harley and Ivy, and then also Ellen Green. So not a cartoon, but definitely a character, and a great character. If you have not seen Little Shop of Horrors, the musical movie that came out with Rick Moranis and Ellen Green and Steve Martin, go see it. It's crazy. It's fun. The characters they're wild. And you will love the singing plant. And fun fact, you know, if you get to ever talk to Sean Crisden, make sure to ask him about playing Audrey 2, the singing plant, in his high school production of Little Shop of Horrors.
I will.
But you didn't hear it from me.
I'll write that down.
Yeah.
If I ever.
And I actually, like, in college, I performed Somewhere That's Green, which is the song that Audrey sings. So, yep, singing in character voice is definitely something I've done since high school.
All right. Well, here's this question then. What was it like directing Dark Revival? Was this your first time directing, or have you directed before?
So the answer is, and this I guess touches a little bit on some of the things we talked about, but because we talked about how I directed, Boris and the Dark Survival, right. But they were kind of like, that started just before Dark Revival. They did kind of cross over a little bit.
Yeah.
But really, my directing comes from the music world.
Yeah.
I was the one that would. I would herd the cats. If you've ever heard the expression that musicians are like herding cats,
yep,
it is 100%, 1,000,000% true. So yes, that was one of my responsibilities, but also to keep people on track during rehearsals, so they weren't goofing off too much, that we actually got things done, that they actually, like, we would talk about, like, what was expected of each of the musicians, like when we would, call it quits for the week before. So that way it's like everyone was doing their part, and also teaching people their parts. And it's funny because I'll hear myself, like, in my audio references for some of the music I've written, where I will hear myself, like, get all excited when a musician does something I really like, oh yeah, that sounds so good. Like, yeah, I'm ridiculous. But
we're all a little ridiculous in our own way.
We're all mad here.
Yeah.
But it's, I absolutely started in the music world, and, especially working on original music, it's like I could hear in my head what I wanted it to sound like. And what I do is, and I found out Lin-Manuel Miranda does the same thing, and that made me so excited and so happy, you actually find audio references. Like, if you're writing music, you find audio references for the overall vibe of the song, but then you also find individual references for each part, so that the musicians really have a clear understanding of what it is you want. When I'm casting, I do the same thing. It's like, what kind of audio references can we give the actors so that they have an idea of what you're going for? Not that they can't try different things. We welcome creativity. It's just, let's give them a starting place, because otherwise it's like, where do we even begin? I think it's important to have a starting place. And that's kind of where it started, was in directing music. And really, I think for the Meatly, when I recorded Lonely Angel, that was with a full jazz ensemble. And we went into the studio, piano, upright bass, percussion. That was the rhythm section.
Yeah.
Then we had harp for Lonely Angel. The very beginning has the harp. It actually plays throughout the whole song, throughout Lonely Angel and I'll Be Your Angel, but it's featured in Lonely Angel with those beautiful runs that Jessica did that are just, give me chills every time I think about it. They're so beautiful. And then we had featured instruments like violin and clarinet. So, and I really wanted to use like a Mickey Mousing. You probably are familiar with the Mickey Mousing technique, where instruments represent different characters or different emotions. And the best example I can give of that is the Peter and the Wolf. If you've ever seen Peter and the Wolf, that's the best example, where each character is represented by a different instrument.
Yeah.
So when I went into the studio to record, we recorded Lonely Angel with Jessica and with Andrew, my unbelievable pianist, Andrew Carroll. You can find him actually on Instagram.
All right.
Yeah, unbelievable. Go check him out. He's so good. He's a jazz pianist. He's been playing his entire life. He's just phenomenal, and he's great at taking your ideas and bringing them to life right in front of you. He's unbelievable at that. So he was really my kind of like my center, my rock. And then my music producer, Patrick McDougall, who is just an absolute legend. He comes from Hollywood, and he's worked on some unbelievable projects like the Blues Brothers soundtrack and Oh, I mean, Dick Tracy, the reason why he was recommended to me was because he worked with Madonna and Sondheim on the Dick Tracy soundtrack. And he told me when he, yeah, your reaction's about what my reaction was. It's like, what? So when I met him, I was terrified. I was so scared to meet this man. We've become very good friends. He's so chill and laid back and so easy to talk to. He loves Alice Angel. I had to buy him an Alice Angel plush because he kept stealing mine. He kept stealing my Alice, so I had to go get him his own. So but he loved my song. He loved Lonely Angel so much, and that meant so much to me. So when we recorded, we went into the studio.
Yeah.
And it was me and the musicians, and he set me up. He's like, we're going to record you here in the control room. And I was like, but I want to be in the pretty room where Andrew is playing the piano because it looks like a concert hall and it's pretty, and I want to be in there. He's like, well, you're not going to be in there, Lauren. You're going to be in here. Fine. Okay, fine. So he set me up there, and he's like, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do it the same way that it was done back in the 1930s. And he said, so you're going to sing and you're going to direct the musicians while you sing. And I was like, I'm going to do what? Excuse me, now what? He's like, yeah, you're going to direct the musicians while you're performing. Huh? So I told him, I said, Patrick, I've never done anything like that before. Directing the entire rhythm section for the song, I'm terrified. And he's like, started laughing. He's like, well, I'd be surprised if you weren't terrified. And then he said, well, let me tell you a little story. When Madonna recorded the Dick Tracy soundtrack, she had never worked on 1930s jazz music before. And she was terrified because she had never done this before. And Sondheim told her that however many takes it takes, 30, 40, 50, whatever, we will run the song until it is 100% perfect the way I want it. But you absolutely can do this. So obviously she did, because she's Breathless Mahoney and she did all those songs. And Patrick said, so if Madonna can be nervous, you can be nervous too. That's like, the best advice I've ever gotten. It's like, well, Madonna was nervous, so I can be nervous too. And that's I did. I directed and I sung, and Patrick and Andrew were my rocks through that whole thing. Josh DeCaney, phenomenal percussionist. He was on the drums, and Joey Arcuri was on upright bass. And they're also on Instagram, so you can check out their stuff too. Phenomenal musicians. And then we brought in Joe Corello, who was our Boris, and he loved Boris. He was like, Boris! Aww. So again, I had to get him a Boris plushie because, I had to. So, because he loved Boris so much. And then Jess Novak is also they're all on Instagram.
I'll have a bit of work to do after this then.
I'll send you some links.
Right.
But yeah, Jess Novak Band, she was the violinist. And I have pictures from that day. It was one of the most magic was created that day with the music. And it was one of the most memorable, magical days of my life.
Wow.
Did I answer your question? Was there anything I'm missing?
Not really. I mean, was there any like funny blooper moments of the cast or anything?
Oh, were there funny? That is an understatement of the year. Yes, there were a lot of funny moments. I have had the time of my life directing the cast for Dark Revival. I love that. I love those guys. Dave and I, we had trouble sometimes getting through the script because we make each other laugh so hard. Oh. So it was, Dave Rivas, he's trouble.
Yes,
trouble.
he is.
He's trouble.
That's why we all used to blame him.
We all blame Dave. I've been blaming Dave since I started directing him. Dave, you hear me, Dave Rivas? This is all you. Your fault. No, we had such a good time working together. I mean, Dave, Erin, Erin's my VO soul sister. Like we bonded when I had to do the callback for her for Audrey. I had auditioned for Audrey and immediately told me no. Oh yeah. I auditioned for Audrey. I auditioned for Heidi. I auditioned for, trying to think of, was there anybody else? I think it's just Audrey and Heidi. I think. Yeah. Oh, Betty. I auditioned for Betty. I auditioned for all the female characters, and he's like, Lauren, no. I'm like, why? He's like, because you're already Alice Angel and you're Allison, and you have a ton of dialogue throughout the whole game. I was like, I can play everybody. I'll be the Ink Demon. I'll be Wilson. I'm gonna be Joey Drew. You just let me play everyone. And we were joking around about it, but I was like, fine. So we auditioned Erin. Like, there were, again, a number of really great female voices that auditioned for the role, but we really liked Erin's voice. It was a little shrill. The audition was a little shrill. We're like, let's see if we can bring her down. So basically what he did with Erin was brought her down more into my range, but in Erin's voice. So It's like, see, I could have done that. I could have played Audrey. But no, there is no one else that could have played Audrey like Erin. Yeah, she was so phenomenal. And in her audition, I'll never forget, like, so we got her down what we call her heart space. That's what we call it, is like where it just kind of comes down low. Yeah. And she's like, and there's at the end of their audition. So at the end of the audition, there's a scene. I don't know if you remember in the game where Audrey, when she goes into the ink world, the room fills up with ink and she drowns.
Yeah, I remember that because I also have Dark Revival on my Xbox as well.
Yeah,
I have Ink Machine, Dark Revival, and Lone Wolf because I've just loved the series and I continue to love it as it goes on.
That means so much to us. That means everything to us. So in that scene when she's drowning, this was part of her audition. And I said, okay, so in this scene, you're going to be drowning and we need to get you, like to sound like you're drowning in ink. She goes, oh, hold on a minute. I'm going to go grab a bowl of water so I can drown myself. I'm like, you're going to do what? So she goes and gets a bowl of water. She's laying newspapers all over her studio. I have video. I have pictures. I will send you of Erin with the bowl of water. And what she did was put her face in the bowl of water and go scream with her face in the bowl of water.
Oh, yes, please. I'd love to have a laugh at that.
I'll share that with you. It was great. I mean, and then you had Tim Simmons rapping as Wilson.
Good old Tim, yes.
Every time he would start talking to me in his Wilson voice, and it would creep me out, and then we'd laugh about that. He couldn't keep it going because he would just be so creepy that he would creep himself out, and then we'd go laugh. So that happened. And then he'd rap as Wilson.
I remember this funny. I remember. Yeah, maybe about.
I'm gonna take a drink. Go ahead, talking.
Maybe about 2 years ago. It was one of the love streams.
Okay, so the idea of the love stream.
Yeah, one of the love streams where he kept doing Elvis Presley.
Oh,
I couldn't. It was just too funny.
He was doing Elvis, and then he had the Wilson, like the volleyball face.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know if you remember the Joey Drew music review that we did.
Oh yes, I do. I cracked up for most of it.
It was good.
Yes.
Okay, so that idea for me came from Tim rapping as Wilson. That's where that all came from. That brainchild of mine all stemmed from Tim rapping as Wilson, okay? That's where you blame him. We can blame Dave for everything else, but that was all Tim.
You hear that, Tim? We blame you for this.
We blame you, Tim. We blame you. And then again, the Ink Demon, like one of my favorite moments was when we did the callback for Sean.
Yeah.
There were like 80 some people that had auditioned for for the Ink Demon, and everyone was doing a dragon, like I'm a big dragon, rah, 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 kind of a voice. And I understand we didn't really have a reference. Like the closest reference I think we had was Sauron from Lord of the Rings. Like I think we wanted something that sounded like the voice inside someone's head. Like that's kind of like that was the reference. And Sean auditioned, and there was no other voice like it. Out of all the people that auditioned, there was no one else that sounded like that. And immediately, I talked about it. I said we should do a callback and just see if we can remove the processing from the voice. Like he put some kind of an effect on his voice. It's really cool, but I want to hear what he sounds like raw, so then you can add your own processing. He's like, absolutely, let's do that. Well, I set up a time to talk to Sean. Yep. We did a callback audition. And I said, hey, if you could do me a really big favor and just, if you could just like, you know, you don't have to even audition again. All you have to do is just remove the processing from your voice. And he's like, processing? It's like, yeah, you know, like you put that effect on your voice. It's really cool. We love that voice, but we want to hear it without the processing. And he's like, so you want me to take off like the compression or the normalizing or the equalization? And I'm like, no, the cool effect. And then he's like, stops for a minute and he's like, oh no, that's all me. I practice Tibetan throat singing, and sometimes I can get a couple voices to come out of me at once. I'm just like, excuse me?
Wow.
So this unbelievable.
That's why when I found that out, I was like, that's all him?
It's all Sean. That is all 100% Sean, and he proves it. Like, if you don't believe me, go check out his YouTube. Go check out his YouTube, and you will hear him. You can. There's a really funny Ink Demon request. It was somebody who wanted the Ink Demon to speak in Spanish.
Oh yeah, I remember those, the Ink Demon series. I love those.
It's one of my favorite. That one's really, Ink Demon Says. That one is really funny. Check out the one where he speaks in Spanish. It's great. It's so good.
I remember that.
So yeah, I mean, I have stories like this about every single person I worked with. Lonnie Manella, who voiced Heidi, and she voiced the Keeper. I mean, when Lonnie and I adore Lonnie. We're very close. We're family. We've known each other. We've worked together. I've been in her talent pool over 20 years. Wow. A lot of us have. Okay. And she is just a delightful human being. She is a kind, wonderful person. She is absolutely hilarious. She'll catch you off your guard and make you laugh all the time. But she also gets the work done. And when we were talking about The Keeper, she, you know, a lot of times with voice actors, we don't get to be very creative with our characters. Like, we're told what is asked, what's expected of us, or what people want. Yeah. So the fact that we got to really be creative with these characters was such a joy for all of us. And with Lonnie, she said, you know, looking at this character, it reminds me of the Night Mother that I voiced in Skyrim. Yeah. And I was like, oh, and she's so funny. She's driving in her car and she starts doing the Night Mother voice as she's driving in her car. And I was like, I love that voice. That's so cool. She goes, oh, well, if you like that. She's like, the other thing I'm hearing is like, as I'm driving, like I almost hear, like, looking at their faces and knowing like they kind of phase in and out, almost like a radio frequency breakup, like a.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know if you can hear that, but she came up with that idea. And I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And then I was looking at the picture. I said, Lonnie, you know, we should like hit the consonants extra hard, because if you look at the keepers, they've got these gears on their backs that look like they're stuck. They look like they're sticking. So if we add this to the consonants, it's going to add that kind of like gear sticking kind of a vibe. So that is how the keeper voice came to be. And then with Heidi, again, I auditioned for Heidi. I was thinking Moaning Myrtle from Harry Potter, like definitely that kind of voice as she talks up here like this, like just a little bit of Moaning Myrtle in there. She talks like Moaning Myrtle, because it was supposed to be a child voice, but not a child. And I'm like, well, there's no better voice that I could think of than Moaning Myrtle. And Lonnie, because again, I wasn't allowed. Like, immediately said, Lauren, I can tell it's you. It's like, oh, come on. And he's like, no, you cannot play Heidi. Oh, come on. So, yeah, Lonnie got Heidi, and I just said, just talk like Moaning Myrtle. It'll be fine.
Wow.
I actually love what she did, because it is influenced by Moaning Myrtle, but it's very much its own thing. Yeah. And I feel that about everybody. I mean, Porter.
All the voices.
Porter with Eric Braw. Porter was Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I heard it. I could tell.
Yep, that's what the Meatly wanted. And the thing is, Lonnie had no idea. She's worked with Eric for years. Eric is always doing the Vikings and the dwarves, and like, I'm going to war, like those types of voices. And so for him to be like, oh, bother, had us all on the floor. It had us on the floor. But the challenge with Eric was that he kept wanting to go Joker with it, which was hilarious, and we couldn't keep it together, because Winnie the Pooh would all of a sudden become the Joker, and we're like, This is getting creepy now. Like, it was so funny. Oh. So there you go. Those are just some of my. I mean, I have so many stories, but those are just some of them, and I will never forget. I will never forget the joy of directing and collaborating with these unbelievably talented people. It was so fun.
Yeah, I mean, I can't picture anyone else voicing these characters but you guys.
Exactly. And that's because we bring ourselves into these roles. You know, it's like we bring a piece of ourselves. It's like, I would never say, like, people have asked, like, you know, do you identify with Alice? It's like, yes, I identify with Alice, and I absolutely love Alice. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you knew this, but that whole industry burn that happened to Alice being replaced by Allison, was what happened to me. The story that I told you. Ooh, that's what happened to me. So right. When I shared what happened to me with the Meatly, he got a little too excited. He's like, "Oh, that's great! Wow, that's just wonderful!" And I was like, "Huh?" And he's like, "I mean, I'm really sorry that happened to you, Lauren. Could we use it for Alice's backstory?" And I was like, "You mean artistic revenge? Absolutely."
Oh, that's perfect. All right. On to the.
How we doing?
We're doing great.
Great.
On to the New Zealand questions.
New Zealand. Okay, ask me about New Zealand. See, I just had a major nostalgia moment for New Zealand.
That's that's one of the questions. What do you like about New Zealand's culture?
Oh, I mean, so many things. The people are just lovely, just so warm and welcoming and lovely. I went to Rotorua, and I got to. And it was fascinating learning about the Maori culture. New Zealand is so fascinating, and I love how, from my experience there, it seemed like the Maori culture was embraced, as opposed to buried like it is here in the U.S. Sadly. And I love that. I think that's just unbelievable.
Hey, my my last name has a Tangaroa, which is a Maori god of the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tangaroa Lloyd.
Oh, that's so neat. And you know, I mean, I even like. I love the symbolism. Like, I have jewelry that I got from New Zealand of that's made out of the paua shell.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's cool.
Oh, are you impressed?
Yes.
And it actually is like it's the fisherman's hook for safe travels across water. I think that's what that one is. And then there's the spiral. I have the spiral. I'm trying to remember what the spiral was. And then I also have the fern leaf. I've got the silver fern. I've got the silver fern leaf. That's another one that I have.
Yeah.
It's in the other room. I'd go get it, but it would take me a minute to try to dig it out. So I'm not going to do it.
That's what I was just looking to see.
But I enjoy it. I wear my New Zealand jewelry with pride. I absolutely love the culture, the people, the beauty of the geography. One thing I absolutely adore about it is that it is so diverse. You know, you start like 90 Mile Beach, for instance, is beaches, and then you've got like volcanoes and beaches. Then there's rainforests. Then there's black sand, and there's these huge waves. You can go surfing if you want. There's these incredible cities that are filled with art and culture, and a celebration of the people. There are beautiful remote places that there's nobody. I mean, Erewhon, for instance. I went to Erewhon. We did a Lord of the Rings tour. Well, what we did is we broke it up into separate tours. We didn't just do a Lord of the Rings vacation because we wanted to experience the country.
Yeah.
But we went to the Hobbiton. Yeah, we went to the Shire.
That's right. I have the pictures.
Yeah. Oh, yes, my pictures. I don't know if you can put them in your video, but if you can, it'd be fun for people to see it. But yes, there's a picture of my husband and I like kneeling inside Bilbo's house. We're like in the doorway and then with our heads peeking out the windows. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been a goof. Like, oh yeah. But we did one of my favorite tours was Pelennor Fields, because even though it's a big field, there's really not a lot that you're looking at. The tour that we did was so good because the guy who ran the tour was on site that day. And so he was able to explain everything that was happening while the film was being shot and how it was shot. It was fascinating. Fascinating. So that was one of my favorite tours. I mean, going to the Shire, going to Hobbiton, I was in tears. It is absolutely as beautiful as the movie. Like the movie, when you see the movie, that's what it looks like in real life. When you see Edoras in the movie, that is what Erewhon looks like. And you see the hill that, it's the set's gone, but they take you up the hill and, you get to experience like, this is where this was and this is where that was. Lord of the Rings is such a special movie trilogy. It's my favorite movie trilogy of all time. And I love Gollum. Gollum actually, again, going back to Alice Angel, like the dual personalities, like immediately was teasing me. He's like, you really like your dual personalities, don't you? I was like, I do. I really do.
Yeah. All right. Do you have a favorite memory of your time in New Zealand?
I mean, favorite memories, it's Wellington was one of them. I absolutely loved, like, we went to the Chocolate Fish Cafe in Wellington.
Oh, I've been there. I think I've been there.
Oh, it's so, if you haven't been there, you need to go because that's where the cast went. That's one of the places when the cast was spending their time in Wellington. That was like their place that they would always go to. It was a go-to place for them. And I remember sitting out looking at the water, having my Belgian hot chocolate, which was like one of the best hot chocolates I've ever had, and like this really nice sandwich, and just looking at the water, and it was so peaceful, and the water was this impossible blue. Beautiful. And the other thing I loved was seeing the glacial water, because it's milky. It doesn't look like water that I've ever seen before. I've never seen glacial water before. So seeing it was so incredible. It just, the way the sunlight would hit it and it would glow. It would just glow. I remember that very clearly, very vividly when we were on the southern island. And also Abel Tasman. We kayaked. I've never done, this was probably one of the craziest things I've ever done. Got in a kayak in the ocean and paddled to an island in Abel Tasman and spent the night on the island. Ooh. I can't believe I did that. I was so proud of myself. I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever done. And it was delightful. Delightful. So I think those are probably some of my favorites. I mean, the horseback riding was great. Going to Kaikoura, swimming with the seals, that was really fun. I think my husband probably enjoyed it more because he saw more of the seals than I did because they're so fast. You don't really get to see them. I mean, you do a little bit. They're very curious. They'll check you out and be like, "You're a funny looking seal. Who are you? What are you about?" Like, it's very funny. They're very curious. Yeah. And we got to see a kiwi. We went to a bird sanctuary, and then we actually got to see a live kiwi, and that, like, the bird, not the people, the bird. And
I know what you mean.
Right? That made me very happy. I was like, we got to see a kiwi! Like, we were so excited.
When you brought up kiwis, I'm thinking of that. I think I can tilt it to see if you can see it. I'm
like craning my neck. I was like, what am I doing?
You can see the kiwi on the autograph Dave made for me.
Oh, yes! It's a kiwi! It's a Dave Revis kiwi!
Yeah, I remember he wanted to take his time with that.
Oh, well, and I don't know if you remember, for a while we were doing the Love and Kiwis thing. It started off with, I don't know, it was another New Zealand fan that started this whole thing. And it was, yes, we were doing like hearts and kiwis, like with the bird and with the fruit. It was very funny.
What?
Do you remember that? It was a while ago.
I'm trying to think. Because I've been with the Love Stream since they started.
Oh, it's not a Love. This was well before the Love Streams.
Oh,
this actually started. So I don't know if you remember when we did the tribute for my friend that died. My friend Mike, who he dreamed he could tribute. Do you remember that at all? That was back in 2021. It was before Dark Revival.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, we were raising money to bring him home. He was teaching English in Taiwan when he died. And his brother, like, it was during COVID, and his family's in Florida, and they will not let anyone into Taiwan from the States. So his brother was teaching in Japan and was able to get into the country. And what should have taken 2 weeks ended up taking over a month for him to be able to do everything he needed to do to get his brother back home to the family. It was an unbelievably difficult time. And I have to tell you, the cast, especially Lonnie and Aaron and Sean, they got me through one of the hardest times of my life, losing my best friend. They were wonderful. They were there for me like no one else. And we did a tribute in honor of Mike. And actually, Katie Lee was so kind, and she read a chapter of Winnie the Pooh in honor of Mike. She's so sweet. I love her so much. She's such a sweetheart. So she did that for me. Aaron read another chapter. And then Lonnie and Sean, all the actors got together and each took a chapter from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And they each read a story from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark because it was one of Mike's favorites. Oh. And then I sung For Good from the musical Wicked, which is, of course, as you know, I'm a little traumatized that the second half of the movie is called For Good. Because
Beautiful movie.
That song messed me up, Jaden. After Mike died, I mean, I'd seen the musical. I knew all the songs.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, that particular song was haunting me. It would not leave me alone. And I finally listened to it. I knew all the words, but I finally brought myself to listen to it, bawled my eyes out, and it was still haunting me. So I recorded it. I had to record it and get it out of me.
That's right. Yeah, because it was in your music compilation you sent me.
And I have the full version too. So if you want me to share that, I can share that as well. That is in my YouTube. But and it's a heartbreaker because like the song. I mean, Mike and I, we were best friends for 8.5 years. He started off as a client. He wrote a book about zombies, and it was wonderful. And he wanted me to be the narrator. So I did, and it was quite the undertaking. There were like 46 characters. I voiced everyone, and I did the narration.
Oh, my.
Oh, so much work. So much work. And I produced it, and I edited. I did everything. And I'm like, never again. Never again. I'm never doing the editing and production for something like this ever again. But he loved it so much. He listened to it every day. And then he wanted to play Dead Island. And then Dying Light. And he said, do you ever play those games? I was like, well, my husband does. He loves those games. And he's like, well, I'll teach you. I'm like, oh, I'm not good at the first-person shooters. You don't want me on your team. You will die. I promise you will die.
I don't play shooter games. I'm more of the cartoony, arcade-ish sort of games.
Well, the thing about Dead Island that I like is it's a survival. It's not a first-person shooter. It's a first-person survival. I actually love that game. I have to be honest. I fell in love with that game. Mike and I had so much fun playing that game together. And that's what we would do. We would talk every day, never fight. 8.5 years, every day we talked, no fighting. And there were times where we would check each other, but it was always done with tremendous love and tremendous respect. And when we were having we'd want to get together and play, it was killing. We would just kill zombies and conquer the world. That's what we would do together. And I mean, it is still such a loss. But I do have wonderful friends that I'm still friends with. Again, Lonnie, Sean, Aaron. I'm friends with all of them, and and I've gotten to know the other talent as well. We've become closer, so it's really wonderful.
It's good to be friends with supportive people.
Supportive, fun, cool, wacky people.
Yeah, that's what I like. I like the goofy, wacko, silly people.
Oh, you found the right crowd with us.
Yeah. Normal people, maybe.
Nah. Oh no, we're all strange and unusual.
Yes, we are. All right. What's one thing in New Zealand that you wish you could have done?
90 Mile Beach. Next.
All right. All right.
I was like, it's ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm so sad. I'm still like, I see videos and pictures. I'm like, I wanted to go there. No. But you can't do it all. You just can't do it all. There's so much to see and so much to do. You have like the best country ever, and I wanted to do it all, and I didn't have enough time.
Oh.
Well, I'll come back. I have to come back.
Yeah, someday.
But that is quite a flight, I have to tell you. That is probably my least favorite thing about New Zealand was the flight to get there. It was like 22 hours on a plane. It was painful.
No.
It was so painful. I don't like flying, and that was just, no. But it was worth it. It was so worth it.
Yeah. What's one unique thing about New Zealand that you wouldn't see or in any country, or even just the US?
Just the diversity of geography.
Right.
In something the size of California, because that's basically what New Zealand's compared to, is the size of California.
Yeah.
As I said, you've got the rainforest, you've got the beaches, you've got the fjord lands, you've got this Art Deco city. You've got so much. There's something for everyone. The mud pits. I mean, it's like, it's such a fascinating island with so much to offer. And while you're doing it, the people just could not be lovelier. Everywhere we went, we had the best experience with the people there.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, I'm proud to be a Kiwi citizen, and
you should. Like I said, when I retire and I'm going to go work for Weta and Andy Serkis, yeah.
Actually, speaking
I'm
of,
going to become a fellow Kiwi.
Actually, I'm just thinking that you bring up Andy Serkis. In October he's going to be here for a con in October.
Well, he spends a lot of time in LA, from what I know, doesn't he? Isn't he over in the States quite a bit in LA?
Yeah, he's coming here for Armageddon Expo, which is our convention over here.
Awesome.
And I've only been to one because back then I didn't really take much notice of it, but then now I've just realized, what have I been missing out on? Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, I went to the one in Wellington back in April. Yeah, April, and it was the greatest thing I ever experienced. I mean,
aww,
meeting Roger Craig Smith, who's Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm like,
yeah,
wow, just hearing like him go into Sonic's voice and saying my name. I'm like, okay. I can die happy.
He's the new Sonic. Ryan Drummond was the original Sonic. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely, man. And also the fact that even voice actors come over to New Zealand is just so cool to me.
That's wonderful.
I mean, and another thing about New Zealand, bendy actually does have a following in New Zealand, because when I went, I've watched videos as well, but when I went to the con, I saw quite a few bendy cosplayers and everything.
That's cool. The reach just shocks me. It still shocks me. I mean, okay, I'm going to let you finish your drink because I have a funny thing to tell you.
All right.
So finish, yeah, because you're going to probably laugh and I don't want you spitting your water all over your computer. So, one of the funniest things and one of the most amazing things I have ever seen was on the door to the bathroom in Mexico for women, in this restaurant. Yeah. In the women's bathroom, there was an Alice Angel was painted on the bathroom door.
Oh, wow.
To a restaurant in Mexico. What? One of the fans shared it with me.
That just shows how far it's gone.
The reach is unbelievable. I'm still in shock about it, and it's only going to get bigger when the movie comes out. I mean,
yeah, I'm still interested to see how that's going to go.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I think the director is a phenomenal director.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Andre Overdall's amazing. I actually got to see Last Voyage of the Demeter And Lonnie, I don't know if you knew this, but Lonnie did the creature voices for Dracula in that movie. She does a lot of that kind of thing. She did It, she did Smile, she did Abigail.
Right. Yep.
Yep. But she was the creature voice for Dracula. So that was our Lonnie. And she worked with Andre Overdahl in that movie, and he loved the work she was doing. You know, he told her, he's like, you're giving me Academy Award winning material here. So I'm just like, they've already worked together before the Meatly even had spoken to Andre Overdahl. They had worked together. How cool is that?
Yeah. I'm interested to see. I mean, as I've said before, you guys will always be the characters, but I'm interested to see who they'll get for the movie.
Well, here's what my hope is, and this is something a lot of fans have said as well.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, they would go in a Who Framed Roger Rabbit direction, where you have
thinking too.
The 2D animation, and you bring in the voice actors of the characters to voice their characters.
Yeah.
Now, we understand Hollywood's gonna Hollywood.
Yes.
It's just the way it is. Hollywood's gonna Hollywood. They tend to do things that don't make a lot of sense and make a lot of people mad. My hope is that does not happen with this project. I really hope that the love and care that has been the Meatly has put into his baby, into the series with the games, is still intact for the movie. Again, I think Andre Overdahl's a wonderful choice for director. I saw the other movie I saw with him was the Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is fantastic, and also Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. There's another one.
Yep.
His work's amazing. I think he's the right person. But it's all about how the story is told. And I would love to see hand-drawn animation when they actually go into the inky world. I would love to see a combination of like practical effects with CG.
It'd be cool to just see actual ink dripping on the wall.
Yeah. And to see the characters like literally come to life before your eyes as they look in the game, as opposed to like it's just CG mud. Don't get me wrong, CG has a place, and I love CG, but I really feel because this is a nostalgia type situation, it would do so well to have practical effects with maybe a touch of CG just to enhance it a little bit. Would be really cool. But honestly, if they do go with live actors, the only thing Jaden, there's one thing I want out of this.
What?
I want to hum as Alice Angel when chasing Henry through the halls. I want to do the.
Actually, speaking of that, I did the. Speaking of the humming, I recently just did the Alice section in Lone Wolf, and it was, and I kept.
Did I traumatize you?
Well, a little bit, and also I was trying to hear out for you to see where she was, so I wouldn't get caught.
Oh, she's scary. I've seen it, and she walks around and hums and like hunts you down, and says all those horrible lines. Yeah, she's terrifying.
Yeah.
So I would love to do the hum, because there would be nothing more fun than stalking Henry through the halls humming, and I want Lonely Angel and the end credits. That's all I want.
Yeah, or even, what I would like, there's something I had an idea for, like even if, like, because I said this because I remember the Meatly posted something about the movie or something, and like, what are your hopes or something for it? And, and I said, I don't know if this would be possible, but I hope even if they're not playing their characters, like the voice cast have like little cameo roles in the movie, because to me the Bendy universe wouldn't feel right without them.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. And I feel the same way. I mean, I feel like I would love to personally, like I would love to see the new design for the Ink Demon and let Sean do the growls. Like, I don't think he should speak. But get Sean to do the growls. He's so good at doing those monster noises. He's incredible. You don't need to use Foley. You can just get Sean to do it. And then there's your Easter egg for one of the actors. Have me hum, have Sean growl. Lonnie can do creature voices. I mean, we'll be all... Joey Drew, you have Joey's voice on recordings. We got it all worked out.
Yeah, that's what I hope. But who knows... All I can hope is that this does well.
I hope so. I want this to do well.
Another thing I hope is that I really hope they release it in New Zealand too.
That would be cool.
So I want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, now here's one final little bonus question I put in here for you.
A bonus. Okay. Uh-oh.
That's all good.
Jaden, what is this?
What do you consider the biggest highlight in your life?
In my life or in my career?
Go whatever really. I didn't really think too much about it.
So I'm gonna go with career because it's also just so personal to me. I mean,
fair enough.
Co-creating Alice Angel has been one of the most special things I've ever done. I put all of myself and then some into that character. And I actually had a fan ask me, do you identify with Susie? Like, do you feel like you fell in love with Alice the way that Susie did and became obsessed with Alice the way that Susie did? And in a way, I would say yes. In a way, I saw that poster on the wall and said, I want to be her. But where I think it differentiates is that as much as I love Alice and loved bringing myself to this role in all these wonderful ways, I feel like Susie allowed Alice to define her. I define Alice.
Yeah.
That's the big difference. I love Alice. I love that little angel with all my heart.
I mean,
I love her tune. I love her twisted. I love her.
My good buddy of mine, she loves Alice, and your performance as the character. And when I told her that I would be doing this with you, she was like, "Wait, what?"
Can I give her a shout out? What's her name?
Carly.
Carly, if you are watching this, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a fan of the Angel. Thank you so much for all your support and for allowing that crazy angel into your life. It means the world to me that she means the world to you. So thank you.
Yeah, she'll be happy when I show her that.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like hearing that. That makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have friends who know Bendy, and sometimes they're surprised on how much I know about it, because then they might not know a lot, and they're like,
just talk to Jaden. Jaden will educate you all about Bendy. You will know everything you need to know.
And I'm like, and they're like, how in the world do you memorize all this? And I just say, it's just what's the best way to put it? I have a pretty good memory of things like this.
But also because it's meaningful to you. I think that's the other thing. It's meaningful to you, so it's part of you. And I feel that way as well when it comes to, especially, I have a special place in my heart. I love Allison, don't get me wrong. But Allison is basically, she's kind of like a female version of Henry in a way. Like, that's kind of what I emulated her. Like, how Henry just kind of talks down here like he's tired. I was like, okay, so basically Allison is me without my coffee in the morning. Okay, I totally get this. And I feel like she's very me. Like, she's a very me kind of a character. Like, if I was going to identify with someone, probably it would be mostly her, I would say. Although, if I were a little crazier, I might identify with Alice a little bit. Although, I would never, for the record, people, I know I've gotten a lot of hate for this over the years, so I'm just going to set the record straight. I am not a dog murderer, okay? I love animals. I showed Jaden my new adopted beagle. I got her a couple, I'm sorry, I'm cracking you up. Just under like a couple weeks ago. And yes, when I found out that Alice is the one that was going to be murdering Boris, I was as upset as you were, believe me. I couldn't help but feeling it was a little personal with everything that was going on with me and my dog. It felt a little personal. Because it was like the direction was totally switched. Like, because I don't know if that was necessarily going to be the plan. I know nothing has been confirmed. Okay, let me just stress that. Nothing has been confirmed, but I find it highly sus that all of a sudden now Alice is the dog murderer. I'm just saying. I was very worried about that. I was worried about how that whole scene would play out. And I have to say it was very respectfully and tastefully done. Thankfully. Yeah. It was still a little traumatizing for me, but again, I feel like it was definitely done in a respectful way. So yeah, I absolutely love Alice. Like, Alice will always be so special to me, and writing Lonely Angel and going into that studio with all those musicians and recording it, and then it's in the game, is just, that was a dream come true. And it was a dream come true out of a nightmare that almost made me rage quit the industry.
Yeah.
That's why it's one of my favorite moments in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I remember... I remember this because this was when Chapter 3 first came out. When I saw it, this was like...
You didn't see that. Go ahead.
This is when it first came out. It was like maybe early in the morning. I was watching people play it. And when I saw Alice's jump scare, I literally fell backwards on my seat. I am not joking.
Well, I have to tell you, when the Meatly revealed, because all I had seen of her was the poster, and when the Meatly showed me her in her butcher apron with like ink all over her and her face half removed, I was just like, that's Alice Angel? He's like, yeah, she's a villain. He's like, and he was all excited. He's like, ooh, I'm messing with people. Like, he's like, yeah, she's a villain. And, you know, people want, like, they think she's going to be a hero, and oh no, she's going to be the villain. I'm just like, cool. Like, I just thought that was so fun.
Yeah, that surprised me too when I saw it. I was like, oh, wow.
I love seeing the reaction videos. I've seen videos of people literally screaming and falling out of their chairs. Well, because you got the cute little song, and the Meatly wrote that song, the I'm Alice Angel, the theme song, and the cute little angel sent from above, and I know just how to swing. Yeah, he wrote that, and I thought it was so cute. I was like, I love this song. And then to do that horrible, because he said he wanted Pop Goes the Weasel, and now I know why he wanted to do Pop Goes the Weasel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember falling out of the chair falling out of the computer chair, and I was like, oh shit! Is it over? Is it over?
I see you there. Yeah. Oh, what a good moment. Especially because you go into her shrine, you know, and that's the thing. Like, when he was telling me about her, I was like, I feel bad for her. Like, as much as she's like a horrible, horrible person, like, there's a reason. Yeah. Like, she's really been chewed up and spit out, and you know, she absolutely, you can understand her rage and her pain. And what I really liked was I feel like the fans really seemed to get that with her. I thought people were just going to hate her because, you know, she's just evil, but they absolutely saw the depth of her, and that she was a much more complicated, much more, even though she's a villain, she's more on the gray side of being a villainess, because she's a tragic villain. I would call her a tragic villain.
Yeah.
Like I said, Gollum, they're my favorites. Tragic villains are my favorites.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
Gollum's a tragic villain, he's my favorite.
Yeah, and it's funny actually. I when Bendy first came out, I originally, when I saw it, I was like, what the hell is this? And then I saw more of it. And then I saw, well, actually, how I got into this is, I did. This is how I just thought, all right, maybe Bendy isn't too bad. So I watched a fan-made little comic dub of Bendy meeting Mickey Mouse, and it was very wholesome. And I was like, okay, well, if an alternate universe, if Mickey and Bendy can be friends, then sure, I'll give them a shot. And then I grew into this, and I was like, wow, this is great.
What's really wild about Bendy is like its generation's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, he's the Mickey of JoJo Studios, yeah.
Which is crazy. It's crazy, like the popularity of Bendy with its generation. Yeah. And something that's really special that we hear all the time is that parents and grandparents who grew up on like Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse get to share their cartoon idols with their children. Yeah. And that the children get to share Bendy with them, and it all resonates because Bendy is inspired by the rubber hose animations of the 20s and 30s.
I've always loved that stuff.
I do too. There's something about nostalgia. There's just something about it, and I feel that Bendy is it's very special because even though it's modern, it absolutely is very nostalgic.
Yeah, that's also what hooked me into it, and when I'm like I really like the black and white shorts they did with Bendy.
They were so cute.
Yeah,
I was so glad I got to do one little short with Alice, and at least she got a couple little lines. It was like a minute long.
Cheap Seats was the one.
Yeah, Cheap Seats. Yep, that's the one. Yeah. Which I thought was perfect because, my love for music, especially of that time period of the 20s, the 30s, 40s, is my grandmother. Oh. And I'm so sad that she wasn't around to see Bendy, to see Alice, because she would have loved it. She used to call me Angel, so it was kind of perfect. And, even though she wasn't there to see, to experience Bendy, she absolutely inspired me with the music and with just the overall vibe of Alice. Would have been something that she would have loved. She would have absolutely loved. And I wanted to honor her with that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what these color Bendy cartoons they're doing.
Yeah. We'll see what that's all about. We'll see. Yeah.
Especially, like, I remember people were like, wait, Boris's overalls are green, and people started posting funny gifs of Luigi.
Yeah, and Alice is blue? I'm like, blue? I thought she was red. But it would make sense if Bendy is red.
Yeah, because, his bow tie is red, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I remember
that little devil darling. I mean, I kind of like them black and white. I just kind of like.
They still are black and white. It's just sort of they're black and white. It's kind of like the early from like how Mickey transitioned into color. He's still a black and white character in color clothing.
Just brought into a little more modern, modern of a setting with the color. Yep.
Yeah, sort of like that. So I'm interested to see if they'll even. I'm interested. I wonder if they'll have the characters talk, because I've always wondered what would Bendy and Boris sound like.
That's a good question. I mean, they were always part of the silent film generation. The 1920s was the silent film generation, where Alice is the vaudeville generation of the 1930s. The Betty Boops, the Fleischer Studios animations. That's Alice. So she's like the next generation of cartoons, which is why she talks.
Yeah. So, and also I'm. Like, from what's happening at the moment, Bendy has a bright future ahead of him. I mean, because you got the movie, you got
Ink Factory.
Yeah, Ink Factory. Yeah, that I'm excited to see. I'm excited, but also sad that the story's ending.
You know what though? It's one of those things you want to leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
And I think you'll still have plenty of Bendy. There will be plenty of Bendy to go around.
Yeah.
Just. In terms of the main story, it makes sense that it's 3.
Yeah.
And then it's done. Leave them wanting more. And, and speaking of, I don't know if you heard, we're doing an art contest.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I'm interested to see how that comes about.
Very excited. We've seen some really cool things that people are sending our way. So, artists, please, keep sending. Make sure you're using
Everybody send to these incredible people, and if you're lucky, you might end up making it into a print.
You might make a print for us that we'll autograph, and then you'll get the 10% of the benefits from the prints that are sold. So, money for you and visibility for you.
Yeah, I would do it, but I can't draw digitally for the life. I can't draw digitally.
Oh.
Maybe someday, but no, I can't draw digitally.
But yeah, like, if you can link that, if you can link that in the description below, like if you're able to link the art contest video.
Yeah, I can link all this stuff. I can do that. I know how to link, thankfully.
So we'll link it in the description below, so that if you would like to participate, we would love to see what you come up with for our themes. Each one of us has chosen our own themes for our characters.
The themes. They were.
So the first one is so you have Joey Drew at work.
Yep.
Then you have Porter helping. What Audrey and Bendy do together for fun.
That's gonna be cute.
I've seen some cute ones. Alice Angel singing.
Yeah.
Because people have been asking for that for a long time. So it's like, well, let's give the people what they want. So, yes, Alice Angel singing. And then one of my favorites, What the Ink Demon Does to Relax.
Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, that's the most randomest thing you can come up with for him.
Not at all. Not at all. No. You gotta take a break. You're stalking the inky halls and you're eating people. Like, you gotta have some you time. When you're doing that kind of thing.
Demon's just relaxing in his throne or something.
A little self-care. A little self-care for the ink demon. He's gotta relax.
Yeah, it must get tired running around
chasing people, growling and snarling and eating people. That's exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah, so link in the description for anyone who wants to join.
I don't know if the description's up here or here or here or there.
It'll be down here. Yeah, down here.
Down here. Okay, link in the description down below.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything you would like to say to all of our listeners out there, or viewers, but even if it's just like around the world or even New Zealand, like anything you want to say to us before we wrap things up?
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you, all of you, for your years or even days, even hours of support, of the joy that you've brought us through what you create out there, our artists, what you create out there, for sharing your love of Bendy and this IP and what these characters mean to you. They mean the world to us as well. And so to be able to celebrate this with you is so special. And Alice and Allison and we just can't thank you enough. So I just want to say to everyone, I'm Alice Angel. Jump scare.
Perfect. All right, well, everybody, thank you for watching my interview with Lauren Synger, who I honestly consider a legend in my eyes.
Aww,
and I hope you had a good laugh with some of the silly things we've gotten up to in this interview. And
we had fun. I told you we'd have fun.
Yeah, well, we all had a good time, and hope.
Yeah, it's a long one, but hopefully you're enjoying this.
Yeah, and hopefully you have a good time watching this as well.
Yes, enjoy
it. This is Jaden signing off.